Hello, my name is Tommy Sanders, and I'd like to meet my grandmother, Dee Sanders. Um, can you tell me about your life story?
Well, I was born in 1942, and at that time there was a war going on. And I grew up in Maryland, and I was one of 7 children. And we were a very close family.
Tell me about your family history, about what they did.
Well, my dad worked for a trucking company, and my mom was a homemaker. And of course, I was the oldest, and so I did a lot of babysitting.
What were schools? What were schools did you have?
Well, we had elementary schools. I went to public school. Um, I went to an elementary school in the town that I lived in, and then I went to middle school, and I went to high school and business school.
What kind of homes did you guys have?
Oh, we had just regular houses, and because there were so many children in the family, we usually had a big house.
What kind of jobs did you guys have?
Well, as I got older, I worked at a bank, and doing this, first I started working summers at a bank, doing school, and then when I got out of school, I went full time, and I worked for the telephone company as a long distance operator. And then when I got married, then I didn't work for a long time, and then I worked for the Lee County School District.
What kind of prices did you guys have?
Well, the year that I was born, I can remember, well, no, I can't remember, but I heard that to buy a house, and that was a whole house, it was like $3,800.
Wow.
But then people didn't make much money. So gasoline that you put in your car was 15 cents a gallon. But because there was a war, they had a gas ration, and you could only get 3 gallons a week. And for a bottle of Coke, it was 5 cents. So, and for a new car, it was $920
Wow.
for a brand new car.
Wow. What kind of clothes did you guys have?
Well, basically what everyone wears now, we had all for girls, little girls, all our dresses has smocking on it, and a lot of our clothes were made by my grandmother. My mom didn't sew, so my grandmother would make a lot of the clothes that we wore.
What kind of hairdos did you guys have?
When I was little, we just had regular hairdos, but then as I got older, we had something called a beehive, and it was, your hair had to be fairly long, and you wore it in like a high thing on your head, and then we went through the stage of where your hair was very short, kind of like a pixie cut. So, because I was born long ago, I went through a lot of hairstyles.
What kind of games did you have?
Games, we would do like a lot of like jump rope, or there was one that we liked to do. Oh, we used to play dodgeball all the time, and there was a game, it was called Pick Up Sticks, and that we used to play a lot of that, and we used to play a game of Old Maze and Go Fish.
Right now? What kind of TVs did you guys have?
Well, it wasn't until I was about 15 years old that we had a TV, and everything was in black and white. And, we watched Howdy Doody and some of the Leave It to Beaver, the Nelsons, Ozzie and Harriet, Ed Sullivan Show. So there were a lot of, but everything was in black and white. So it was nice to have it in color.
What kind of cars did you guys have?
Well, I didn't drive a car until like I was in my mid-20s. So, but my dad, he had, Chevys. He had Oldsmobiles, and, they were not as slick looking as they are today.
What kind of places did you guys have? Like what kind of stores or places did you guys have?
Oh, we had regular grocery stores. They weren't as large as they are now. And we had like bowling alley, and we had movies. It was like 25 cents to get into a movie. And but when I was real little and the war was going on, all the movies was about war. So, it was just the adults that went. And we had an ice cream store. I can remember that they made homemade ice cream right there, and we could get an ice cream cone for 3 cents. And we used to do that every Sunday. And we would have to walk a couple miles because we didn't have enough gas.
Tell me about your family.
Well, I am married to Ed, and we had 2 children, Jeff and a daughter, Barbara, and we have 5 grandchildren whom I love very much, and we have 2 grand dogs and a great grand cat. Oh, and we have a grand fish. So our life is very happy.
Thank you for your time and about telling about your stories about back then, and thank you.